Hello and welcome back to Shakesyear. We are working on the troublesome reign of King John, and we get to hear from the bastard today in Act 2, Scene 2. So at this point, Arthur is dead, and the king didn't quite know that yet, but the king was still apprehensive about today because today is Ascension Day, which is the day that Peter the prophet said by the end of the day, King John is going to lose his crown. So King John is like, come on, let it be midnight, let it be midnight. I don't like this whole thing that it's only noon. And he tried to get Peter the prophet to recant that bit of the prophecy. And Peter's like, I can't really. I know that for a fact that by midnight tonight, you're not going to be king anymore. And then Hubert came in to tell the king that Arthur was dead. And the king was very distraught by this news because this is not a good turn of events. So he decides that Peter the prophet should be executed. So Hubert and Peter went off and Peter was executed. The bastard comes in to tell the king that Peter has been executed, and the king is like, okay, and how's it all going with getting the money from the abbeys and everything? And the bastard is like, well, they're not thrilled about it, and they might start to take up arms against you, but that's not your biggest problem right now. And King John is like, what bigger problem could there, it's already Ascension Day when I'm theoretically supposed to lose my crown, and I don't know where that's going to come from, and what could be worse than all of the stuff that I'm looking at already? And the bastard says, not worse, my lord, but every whit as bad. The nobles have elected Lewis king in right of Lady Blanche, your niece, his wife. His landing is expected every hour. The nobles, commons, clergy, all estates, incited chiefly by the cardinal, Pandulph, that lies here legate for the Pope, thinks long to see their new elected king. And for undoubted proof, see here, my liege, letters to me from your nobility to be a party in this action, who, under show of feigned holiness, appoint their meeting at St. Edmund's Bury, there to consult, conspire, and conclude the overthrow and downfall of your state. So this is the bastard bringing news that the war is starting now. His own people are revolting against him. They have decided that Louis, the Dauphin, who married Blanche earlier in the play, should be the king, claiming the right to the throne, sort of the same way that Arthur did, because Blanche is John's niece from John's older brother. So with her being more closely associated with the right line of succession and Louis married to her, then Louis gets to be king. And this is nobles, this is commoners, this is the clergy, this is the church, this is all sorts of people are following Cardinal Pandulph and wanting to overthrow King John. And they had sent a letter to Philip the Bastard saying, this is where we're meeting if you want to come join us. And Philip now shows that letter to the king as proof of what they're doing, saying, look, this is where they're meeting and the date and the time of where they're all getting together to conspire to overthrow you. And King John, of course, is going to have a monologue to respond to that tomorrow. So I'll see you then. Mwah.